Do we have to have a team right now in order to reach our goals? At this point, yes, of course, right? Like, there's no way around. I couldn't do what I'm like. I would not be making this podcast and uploading YouTube videos and doing things like that if I didn't have a team to help me with everything, right? It wouldn't happen. It could not happen because I want a lot of activity. I want a lot of movement. I want a lot of things moving at the same time. When you're just one person, right? When you're just one person, it's only limited to what you're doing at that exact time. And that's it, right? So let's say when I was by myself, like let's say 3 years ago, then I would go out to the field. So I would schedule the customer into the calendar, right? I would pack all my things. I'd get up my equipment, my gear, and my camera gear, and I would go out to the field. When I go out to the field, I greet the customer, I talk to the customer, I work on the customer's vehicle, and I'm recording the video. I'm recording the detail to publish a YouTube video. So then I'd finish the detail, I'd accept payment, I'd get on my stuff and get back in the van, go back home, unload everything, clean everything up, load it again, then go into to my room, get the footage, and then start exporting and editing the video and then publishing the video, right? That was a typical day. That happened for many years. And now the way that looks, because I want to keep the momentum going. I want more activity. It's like I just want more things moving at the same time towards a singular goal that we want. And now it's okay. Like for going out to the field, I don't do that anymore because we have a team. So the mobile team preps the van, gets everything ready, goes out to the field, talks to the customer, does the customer's work, accepts the payments, and comes back. When I shoot a video, depending on the video that we're shooting and how complex it is, not complex, but like as far as what I want done with it, I'll take a few videos per week and I'll edit those, and then I give all the other videos to my editor, and he edits the videos. Again, I want just a bunch of movement, right? So that's the whole point of having a team. Like in the same day, within the same like 6 hours, like let's say 8-hour work shift, right? 2 cars are being done in the field and accepting payment. The editor is editing 3 or 4 videos that day, and I'm shooting 3 or 4 videos that day. That's all happening in 8 hours. And on top of that, things get compounded. In the field, everyone has a GoPro so they can film the footage outside. So not only are they working outside, but they're getting, and it's not super complex what they're doing. They know the exact instructions. It's just getting good footage that they can. But they're out there getting footage. That way, when they get back, I'll review everything, and then I'll be able to make videos off the footage that they're getting. Right, so there's I can make, let's say in an ideal day, like when things actually go right for me, right? Like depending on how many customers we have and all that. But in an ideal day, I can shoot 3 to 5 videos. I can edit one, and the editor can queue up 3 or 4 videos ready to edit over the next 2-3 days, and that just keeps on repeating, right? So, and I'll kind of make this go all back together. So like for me, right, I would like to always have. Obviously, on the schedule, I'd always want 3 to 5 vehicles on the schedule, right? So hopefully we can aim for $700 to $1,000 per day, $700 to $1,000 per day, right? And I would always I would ideally like to publish 1 video per day on both the Proper Care YouTube channel and the Dita Group YouTube channel, right? And I would like to have at least 3 videos always in edit and always being ready to publish on YouTube, right? So that way, again, like my thing is like there should always be movement. There should never be a day that like the wheel isn't turning. I always refer back to that. Well, I don't know if I mentioned it too many times here on the podcast or the YouTube videos, but like the wheel has to keep turning, right? No matter what happens, who's doing what's happening, the wheel has to keep turning. You never want it to stop, because once you stop, it takes a lot more momentum to get that wheel spinning, right? Just think about like a flywheel, right? Like, you give it, like, let's say it's I don't know, just think about a flywheel or like a Ferris wheel. It doesn't matter. Just think about a wheel. And when you try to get it, like, let's think about like a big one though. And when you want to get it moving, right? The first turn that you're doing, oh, it's the toughest, it's the hardest, it's the one that has it has just all that. It's basically just stuck where it's at, right? Because you have to give it time to get it spinning. So the first rotation, oh, it's the hardest one. The second one is just a little bit lighter. The third one, okay, you kind of feel it moving now. The fourth one, okay, it's kind of moving now. The fifth one, okay, it's moving now. The sixth one, oh, it's spinning now. The seventh one, okay, now it is going. The eighth one, it is going. And ninth, it's going and going and going and going. And the point of like you never want the wheel to stop is like the momentum should never stop. The activity should never stop. So that's why it's like a video should always be being worked on, right? Like the way I tell the editor is like a video should always be ready, like on a daily basis. One should be ready to publish, one should be getting edited on, and the other one should be ready to get edited on, right? Every day. Like there should always be 3 videos in queue that's ready to get published, that's getting edited, and that will be ready to be that's next up in editing. If that's not happening, then that's on that's on me to get more footage, right? So you never want the wheel to stop.